We are gone in 60 parsecs. Lords and ladies, space cadets, let's get ready to go on a new adventure. I've been itching to play this all day long, and now it's finally time to do so. What do you guys think? Let's go ahead and get started here. New adventure. Once again, we are going for a space drill. And we'll go with Emmett. Alert! Nuclear apocalypse imminent. Executing Order 1961. New protocol initiated. Commence Astro Citizen emergency drill and brace for nuclear impact. Hey, it's the sock puppet. Alright, you guys. So, I've been thinking about this game a lot since yesterday, and I am glad that we have got a chance to get in here and play. Oops, why did it do that? It's because I accidentally touched the button. Alright, so, there's a few things that we need to get and to bring with us. Okay, I didn't realize this. Check this out. This little bedroom over here, this is the bedroom that we see in the menu. It's actually all completely in character. Okay, so there's a few things that we need to make sure that we get, and we're going to do a little bit of pre-scouting to make sure that that happens. Notice that there is not a lot in here. There is 2 extra cans of soup. There is Major Tom Thompson, and it looks like a mystery crate of crafting supplies. That's it. Okay, so we've got all kinds of good things right here. We've got minerals, we've got the sock puppet, we've got more soup. All right, so what we were looking for, what we really needed to make sure that we had after last time was we need a weapon. Let's go ahead and, you know what, let's go ahead and just move all this kind of crap out of the way, because it's just going to get in our way later. We don't need that. Life's hard enough as it is. So, we need the laser. We need the mask. I think those were the real MVPs from last time, so let's make sure that we get them this time. We're also doing a little bit of cheesing here while we're talking, while we're figuring out what we need to do. But I don't know if we're going to do... I don't know. Do you think 3? We could do Tom and Dee Dee. I mean, shit. We all know that I'm completely exhausted to the point of frustration with the other 2 that we had from last time. Everybody died on us yesterday. We can't trust anybody. Everybody dies. Like, seriously. Tom died. Baby died. Megan died. Dee Dee was the only one who didn't let us down. It's because we let Dee Dee down first by not taking Dee Dee with. But we definitely need a laser. We've got to have the laser. We have run into space commies. Need lasers for space commies. We have run into killer robots. You need lasers for killer robots. You always need a laser. So we need to make sure that that's one of the things that we take with us. I just find it to be crucial. But Dee Dee's cool. We can take Dee Dee. And we can take Major Tom. I got no problem with taking Major Tom. I think the shovel was in here? One thing we will not be able to move out of here is the armor. If we want the armor, we're gonna have to come and get it. And I think I'm okay with that. Just move this out of the way. So why Major Tom? Why Dee Dee? Well, Major Tom and Dee Dee are about as middle of the road as you can possibly get, right? Major Tom, I mean, that's why I didn't take them last time, was they were too generic. But I'm okay with generic this time. because playing to strengths means that I'm sending some people out that are drastically weak in certain areas, and that's probably what got them killed. So, we're shooting for 3 people. Alright, this shovel is a big pain in the ass, and maybe we'll just leave it there. We're shooting for 3 people. We'll go for Dee Dee. We'll go for Major Tom. Baby can go. Megan, as much as I like Megan, we've had Megan in several missions now. It's time to party with somebody else. Oh, well. Who knows? Okay, so we've made a little pile of food here, a little pile of crafting supplies. We're going to push this idol out here. Depending on what's going on, it's been strange. We can actually pray to the idol. It does stuff, so, you know, +1 right there. Items actually doing things. Alright, close enough. So hopefully we can find a new world. We have found 3 worlds so far, right? We found a golden yellow world. Space Commies got us there. We have found a blackish red world with red clouds, and we got by killer robots there. It seemed very post-apocalypse. So then we also had the robot world. No, wait, the robot world was where we had Space Commies. We starved to death on the yellow world. We starved to death on the yellow world. That's what it was. Okay. So the yellow world might be a cool one to go to. I feel good if we get the robot one again, though. We went pretty far on that. I've got an idea of some of the things that we can do there. So I'm 100% behind the idea of going back there. If that's the first world that we come to, that's absolutely where we're going. Megan's old and past her prime. Baby can count to 11 if he takes off his shoes and... Oh, come on! And pants, he says. Alright. Oh, so there's the laser gun. That is our lifeblood right there. Matter of fact, I'm seriously tempted to say, you know what, let's work on upgrading the laser gun. But knowing that we won't be able to take everything that we need with us, maybe we won't upgrade that immediately. We've got to do 2 upgrades anyway, just to get the crafting system to the point where we can craft everything, and that takes an enormous amount of energy. It takes 75 energy to do it. We were going to make 2 energy per turn. It's not so good, really, when you think about it. I'm trying to keep an eye out here for some other things that we're going to need. The mask. I haven't noticed the mask yet. Surely it's here, but I just haven't seen it. Jim Carrey, 1990s The Mask. Where are you? There we go. So we've got the tape, at least kind of in a more common area. It's very hard to push. It's kind of got a small hitbox. This is the cheesiest intro ever, really. There's a lot of talking here, and this is probably not something we're going to do every time. But for the first run, for tonight, I am ready. Let's get everything there. Okay, what do we got in here that we're going to need? I see the battery. I see the med kit. They're going to make us get the med kit, and they're going to make us get... what is it? The handbook. So, if we can close this... Oh, well, we screwed that up a little bit. Push it over here. We need it to go down. If we can come in here, we can get the 2 things that we need. They both, the communicator and the battery, I believe, both take up 2 slots. So we're good with that. Chemicals. Delicious chemicals. You might as well just think of this as a crate of soup, because that's what we're going to turn it into, is soup, 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 soup. Shush. Everyone died. Okay, so we got everybody hanging out in here. Life is good. What do you think these tubes are for? They are all torn up to hell. It's frankly a little worrisome. Alright. I want to just nudge this down a little bit. We've got to keep this corridor open. That's not too far. I don't mind tucking things down here into the corner a little bit. Let's see here. There's Dee Dee. We're going to come in here for Dee Dee. We can grab Dee Dee, and we can grab the shovel, maybe? I don't know. Dee Dee is gonna take 2. Uh-oh. We may have lost this can of soup forever. Yeah, well, maybe. Fine control, this does not have. Okay, so you know what? We managed to kick it over there somehow, amazingly. Alright. Groovy. Well, we can get that along the way. Armor. I don't see the mask. Where is Mr. Mask? Let's go check the bathroom one more time. If not, it may be in the very first room. We've got a shoe. Don't need it. Screaming lady. Don't need it. Or her, I guess. It. So rude. Alright. Mr. Gunn. Our lifeblood. The whole reason that we started this ill-fated adventure of casually playing Kick the Can to get everything where we need it. I'm a little disappointed that the rubber duck is not a thing. Maybe it will become a thing at some point in time. You can have a sock, or you can have a Mr. Duck. There we go. Perfect. Good enough. There's at least 2 rubber ducks, one on the floor, one in the bathtub there that's actually full of stuff. We definitely have some science stuff trashed out on the floor here. Wonder what somebody was trying to do. They've got a hammer and a whole bunch of screws and a screwdriver. And they've apparently beat the hell out of whatever the heck that thing is. Okay. Good enough. We'll be back this way. We're going to need the communicator. And we're going to need the battery. Alright, so it may be in the very first of the rooms. Oh. That's another thing, right? The doors kind of close in tricksy ways. We've got a bunch of crafting supplies. We've got a soup. We've got a sock. If we were really being tricksy, I suppose that we could come in here and, I don't know, put stuff in front of the doors to keep them from closing. Alright, there's the lighter. We're definitely coming in here for Major Tom. Well, you know, I don't see it, but I think we'll have a chance to find it whenever everything is starting to go nuts. Or, nope, for a second there I thought maybe it was sitting there on the blanket. So there's the lighter down there. So let's go get soup. I guess we can get soup from this room. This is kind of the furthest away from whence we're going to go. So, hello, soup. We're going to drop this in the shuttle. Getting ready, guys. We're going to make our run. Find some medical supplies. You bet. Let's check this room. Is there a mask in here? I see the battery. I see the communicator. If we come close enough to the wall, we can start to see things that are hidden by the wall. Nope, don't see it in there. Alright, let's go find the handbook. I guess it could be down here somewhere, right? But no. Handbook's over here. Seems like it's always over here. There we go. To the shuttle. Fantastic. Goodbye. Find some crafting resources. Okay, the one crafting resources that is not nearby is over here in this room. It's the mystery one, which is really not fantastic because it screwed us before in the past. Alright, enough screwing around. Time to get it done. Okay. So you're saying that the mask is in this room here. Well, there it is. It's tucked down in there, hidden behind this machine. Okay. Well, that just means that we are absolutely going to have to come in here, which is fine. We knew we were going to. We'll have to make 2 trips to this room. So let's go find a crewmate. Not you. Alright. Help her down the hatch. Let's run for the lighter. And Tom. Grab whatever you can and head for the escape shuttle. Alright, let's do it. Got it. Got it. Got it. Alright. Into the shuttle. Gun. Open the door, please. Thank you. We got the mask. Nope, nope, nope. Can't get those. Hands are too full. Communicator. No battery for us. No tape either. Whoops. Hey, achievement unlocked, hands full. Collect each item from the station at least once. Excellent. So we did pretty good. I mean, little extra surplusy stuff, but we did all right. Still, we left some important stuff behind. And we'll have to see if we can make up for it. But we got the 3 people we wanted. We have 10 cans of soup. We've got the gun. We've got our book, of course. We've got our mask, med kit, Mr. Sock Puppet, the communicator. Excellent. Hi, Astro, computerized assistant reporting for duty. You must be Emmett, right? I'm pleased to announce that according to my data, you qualify to become captain of this vessel. Welcome aboard, Captain. Well, there's really not that many of us, so... Talk about damning with faint praise. Now, we are going to give a speech to try and boost everybody's morale, and we will do it with as much cleverness as we can muster in these dire times. We did not get the armor. We did not get the tape. However, we can probably make those pretty early on. I believe both of those are unlocked with the very first upgrade of the crafting system. You knew exactly what to say. Your convincing speech was more than enough to prove your worth as captain of the last human crew in the universe. That was quite a performance, Captain. Your crew started cheering even before you were finished with the speech. Long live the captain filled the cabin. Really? I was the one that kept saying it over and over and over? But the other 2 joined in eventually. So, they're not particularly loyal or inspired, but... You know, Dee Dee looks like she's under a little bit of stress, and I don't know how excited Tom Thompson gets for anything that's not Tom Thompson. Alright, so it's important to keep ourselves and the crew well fed. As always, we're going to have Emmett do the counting. He has the highest intelligence out of any of our Astroneer astronauts, astro citizens. That's what it is, astro citizens. So he should do the best job at the counting. Good news, Captain. The shuttle came pre-stocked with an emergency food supply. Oh, look. All that talking about how we were the best at counting, and we made a math error. Well, we have 12 cans of soup. We have 3 people. That's not so bad. We can deal with it. The crafting module has now become unlocked. Let's see what we can do here. We have 24 chemicals, 44 minerals, 24 on the batteries. We're not going to do the upgrade right now. We can't afford it. We need 1 more. That's also why we're not going to upgrade the gun just yet. So what can we craft? We can craft soup and tape. Well, let's immediately start with the tape, because we know that we're going to need it because we missed it. They hate us because they ain't us. Day 4. Out here in space, everyone's getting along great. Captain, I told you I switched on the crafting system in the back of the shuttle. I recommend utilizing it. Well, we've done that. We have tape. Things are coming together nicely. Let's see here. Well, there is nothing to report, Captain. I suggest you... Captain, would you mind covering your mouth when you yawn? I thought you got a good night's sleep. Wait, could this be boredom? Yes, I've heard that you humans need excitement in your lives to function properly. How curious. That seems like such a David 8 thing to say. I'm already distrustful of this machine. Captain, you're sitting in a state-of-the-art space shuttle, drifting through the deep cosmos full of wonder and mystery. Can you at least pretend that you're having a good time? Well, I mean, if we're gonna pretend, let's pretend with a sock puppet. Alright, so we should have just enough electricity now that we can upgrade the crafting module. So we're absolutely gonna do that, unlocking additional recipes. Now, in previous runs, we've tried to stay out of starving because the penalties were getting pretty bad. But I don't think we're going to do it yet. As long as we're in space, I don't think it's going to be too critical to stay up. Yesterday started pretty slow and boring, but you managed to turn around with a puppet show. The only puppet you had was the sock, so it was more of a monodrama than anything else. It was still a very powerful spectacle, probably the best in this part of the galaxy. You feel proud, don't you? In fact, the show is so intense that the sock is now unusable. Just another sacrifice in the name of art. You're in peak mental condition, sir. You should eat something. Dee Dee's hungry. Tom is hungry. So going forward, maybe we'll use the guidebook for that. Surely there's a way that we could trash that too. But I don't know. Captain, our systems are working below their optimal levels. I was about to suggest that the wiring might be at fault. I suggest that you take a look under the proverbial hood and fix the wires. Alright, well, we're going to use our intelligence to do that. I happen to agree. I do think that upgrading something probably lets us use it more than once, or at least it probably increases the resistance to being destroyed from something. Like it acts as a level that we can degrade it. So we will be trying to upgrade things as we can. It does take energy, and I want to completely upgrade the system before we start upgrading individual objects if we can help it. Nicely done, Captain. You proved yourself smart enough to fix the malfunctioning component. The ship systems are now working at standard capacity. Excellent. And we completed the upgrade of the crafting module. Now, it's going to take a long time for us to get upgraded into something else. Now, we can maybe get more energy if we land on a planet. It just depends. It's kind of random. So let's see here. Last night, I was browsing through some designs of beautiful machines. Never you mind why. Now pay attention. I found a food dispensing machine on board. All citizens in the Astro Citizen program were to be equipped with one. Ours is missing a lever. But apart from that, it seems functional. So there's really only thing we can do. We can't hit it with a shovel. We don't have it. So we're just going to use some tape. We're going to use some tape, and we're going to say, please, give me some soup. Day 7. Okay, everybody's starting to get into starving, but it was great. We used the tape. It was not destroyed. We can see it over here. Just a little pool, and there we go, Captain. A brand new can of soup. Fortunately, there was only one portion inside, but don't worry, I already got rid of the remaining junk. Wow. Now that's a shame. So let's go ahead right now, and we're going to ration soup to everybody. And we're going to look at the computer. Make a decision. Says your attention's required. This is most abnormal. We're registering unknown transmissions, but I cannot identify who is sending them, and more importantly, what they contain. It might be a solar flare interference, or worse, a new type of Soviet encryption. We need to decipher these signals as soon as possible. For all we know, our survivor depends on it. Who do you want to put in charge? Well, Emmett. I mean, we're really relying on Emmett instead of these guys at the moment, but if we take a look... Well, maybe that's not the place to look. Let's look over here on the star log. So we are a genius. But if we come down here to Dee Dee, she is limber for her agility, but she's only average in intelligence. And Tom is clever, and he's average in agility and intelligence. So everybody's at least average on intelligence. We probably could have picked Tom Thompson, but when you've got a genius on board, you use them. Alright, so let's take a look here. Craft. We've unlocked additional things that we can craft. The sock puppet takes chemicals, delicious food gifting chemicals. I think we're going to go ahead and take the atomic battery to start. Let's see what happens. Everybody's getting a little soup today. It's day 7. We can have some soup. If loyalty works the way that loyalty worked in 60 seconds, it makes people strongly resistant to dying whenever they are outside of the vehicle. Things that should harm them are less likely to do so. So giving everybody a little bit of food should increase their loyalty, which should make them a little hardier for going out into the world. Captain, you need to see this. I'm not easily excited, but this is one of the greatest moments for humanity and human-made AI alike. So we've uncovered an alien broadcast. We're pretty sure it's not communists. So they're coming from somewhere, and eventually we're going to find out where. Dee Dee is now loyal. Tom is now loyal. Everybody got bounced up to loyal. They're still hungry, too. But that's all right. Our water recycler is overheating. The overheating isn't a problem. The system was a safeguard. Now, we've done this many times. We have never successfully done this. If I say no, maybe it won't do anything. We're concerned. Here's the problem. If we don't do anything, we could lose a good number of our minerals. And minerals... Oh, they're our most populous resource. Just by a little bit. We're actually using the ones here. So, at least something will happen. So, you know what? Let's not try it this time. What's the worst that could happen if we just let it be? I guess we'll find out. Oh, you opted not to repair the overheating water recycler and let the system's safeguards do their job. It was a tense few hours, but nothing exploded, and eventually the recycler cooled down to normal levels. I wouldn't get too confident if I were you. You just got lucky, Captain, and you can't survive on luck alone. Everybody's still loyal, and we actually crafted, through our engineering skill or dumb luck, a thermonuclear battery. That is an upgraded battery. This was a good day. Let's rub the artifact for luck and keep going. Now, Astro Citizen Protocol dictates that every piece of equipment must be regularly checked for breakages, extraterrestrial parasites, space-time glitches, and spells by witches. One of these checks is now overdue, what with all the cosmic shenanigans. We should check some of our gear, and Tom seems idle. Is there anything that we should check? I mean, We don't have to, right? Now, in the past, when we said no, we checked everything was okay, we had a bit of a party, and everybody's morale went up. The only time that we actually selected an object, because we've only had this a couple times, it didn't break. We got a free upgrade for it. So, let's pick something like the mask? Yeah, we'll pick the mask. Go check the mask and make sure that there are no nose-wriggling parasites inside of there. I think you should check the book. Well, we've never seen an upgraded book. I'm cool with that. All right. If it upgrades, fantastic. I wonder what an upgraded book looks like. Is it like 2 books taped together? I don't think anything happened. We asked Tom to grab one of my Astro Citizen Applied checklist printouts and run through it. He went over it. He made a check. He found a small secret sachet of soup taped behind the console. Ever respectful, he offered me the snack. Now that's loyalty, sir. So, we actually ate it. These two are starving, and we're just hungry. Well, what a buddy, Tom. What a buddy. Can you imagine starving and being like, you know what, Commander? I think you ought to have this soup. Okay, so the oxygen level's dropping, and we have a malfunctioning filter on our main onboard support circuit for oxygen waste, or the Moscow for short. I don't know who named it, and we cannot rule out sabotage. You should fix it. You can reach the Moscow from 0G space between the hull and the outer deck. I mean, let's send Dee Dee. Dee Dee's agile. And she's smart. So we'll send Dee Dee on this. We have... how many cans of soup? 10 soup. Soup, the best food in the universe. Let's go ahead and feed her a soup. We'll feed Tom a soup. Says Tom. Huh. Lovely. Okay, so pretty good there. Let's take a look here. Crafting system. We are up to 13 power. What else can we craft? We could craft a new sock puppet. It would use up some of our delicious soup-making chemicals, but let's do it now while we have a surplus. Make me a sock puppet, please. Day 11. Or day 3, if you're into binary. Dee Dee bravely sped through 0G, grabbing a hold of the broken air filter as surely as a gecko dipped in glue. She pulled hard and was hit by a discharge of pure oxygen. Captain, my sensors show that all that oxygen made Dee Dee smarter. Human mind receiving an upgrade is something we should celebrate. So we're still alert, we are starving, and now they are hungry. Interesting. So she has gotten smarter. Is that reflected over here when we take a look at this? Are these live? No. Not really. But she's probably clever now. So she is limber, clever, and average. So she's actually pretty good. Everybody here is above average in at least 2 stats now. Cool. Nice upgrade. Alright, we will eat a delicious soup ourselves. It appears that little sachet of soup only helped us out by 1 turn. Captain, wake up! We're approaching some sort of celestial body. It resembles a moon, but I think it's a small planet. Yes, a small, rocky planet with no organic life forms. This is the planet of the robots. Well, I'm glad, really glad that we've got the gun. As a matter of fact, we may actually go in there and upgrade the gun now. As soon as we get a chance, instead of waiting for a chance to craft something else. So let's see here. If we want to land, we're going to have to fix up the malfunction in our steering system. Let's use the book. Let's look up in the manual how to fix the broken thing. So we're going to eat a soup. We're going to use the book. We're still working on Mr. Sock Puppet here. We must have done it, because it looks like we landed. Oh, no. Wow. It's hard to tell from a distance, because that looks like a crash. Okay. You flipped through your trusty handbook, looking for some sort of manual, or at least a How to Land a Spaceship for Dummies chapters. Well, it looks like we managed to pull it off. It wasn't a soft landing, and nobody's doing great after this stunt. Not even me. I'm shaken to my cores. All of them. Computer humor. But we managed to land. We broke the communicator module with our face, and there's robots outside. Alright, well, let's go ahead and start with upgrading the gun. I want to upgrade it. We need it. If we look at what's going on over here, we've got this broken pipe. That's one of the things that can happen here. We can have broken pipes. I don't see any other graffiti or any other little things that have shown up. We are missing the little piece of garbage that sometimes shows up down here as well. So let's see what's going on. Captain, the expedition module in the back of the cabin's been activated. If you want to survive here, someone's got to go outside from time to time. So what locations have we found? Interesting, with three of us, we still only found 2 locations. I had thought it was like 1 per 1 for each person. The only time we've ever found 4 to start with, though, we had 4 crew. Every other time we've only ever found 2 to start, or 3 to start. Now we can find more minerals here. It looks like they got a chance for biohazard, in which case we probably will send the mask with them. And then we have tourist information. We can get energy there, and it looks like... I really don't know what that is. I've been thinking that it's terrain. Could also just be like sharp things. If that's the case, maybe we want some armor before going there. We're not going to send anybody there yet. Nobody this turn. I would like to upgrade the gun. Then we can look at sending people out to the minerals instead of the power. Alright, so click, hang up, end of day. Wonder what the new gun upgrade's gonna look like. Will it be a rifle? No, but it does look pretty spiffy. It's now got a big glass vacuum tube on the front of it. Captain, it would be good to explore this. Okay, so we've made the futuristic gun. And then we've got 2 people that desperately need soup. Soup, 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 soup. Hey, crazy Jamie. We've gotten Baby killed every time that we've had Baby. He seems to get distracted by something shiny and never comes home. But he has 5 hands? How interesting. It says, appears there was a hollow space behind one of the walls. Well, I mean, let's use our agility to get in there and see if we can figure out what's going on. We just have a slightly better chance of that helping us. Alright, now, if we feed them... can we send them out into the world? Tourist information. I feel like we're going to get injured if we do that. Because of the sharp thing there. The only time we've ever encountered anything there. I was thinking, but the energy is a really sweet deal. The village probably also has a good chance to give us new locations, so let's choose the village for now. We're going to send Tom. Maybe. Wow. Their stats aren't great. You know what? We're going to wait one more turn. I want to feed them first, because their stats that it's showing us are their starving stats. Okay, so one more turn. What can we do here in the meantime? We can start crafting that armor. We won't have it ready, but why waste a turn? One of these days, we will complete all of their goals, and we'll find out what our reward for completing the goals is. Now, Tom considers us a friend. Tom is hungry. That's our friend over there, Tom. Tom is our friend. We're down to 5 soups, though. We got to be real careful about doing more feeding. It says you found a couple of rusted and swollen cans of soup in the darkest corner of the ship. Someone must have put them there a long time ago and then forgot about them. Doesn't look all that safe to eat, but it's canned soup. It's supposed to last for 737 years. Absolutely, we'll keep the cans. Bought you what? Okay, so we are going to the village. There we go. Now that they're fed, notice that their ones have boosted up. Tom's still the best rounded, so we're sending Tom. I'm going to give him my mask, because it shows biohazard here. So we'll give him the mask. Tom, I'm keeping the gun now. Alright, so Tom's getting out of here. We're going to wait one more turn on us. We've got to slow down the rate at which we're eating this food. Three people means the food just doesn't last as long, and we're not starting with like 15 food like we were previously. So, the ancient soup that you found gives you pause, and no wonder it looks older than this ship. And yet here it is. Who could have left it there? But then again, who cares? Free soup! What could go wrong, right? So Tom left to check out the nearby robotic settlement. Hopefully he won't run into too much trouble. We'll need to eat here in a moment, but this is the second time that we have crafted an advanced version of an item. We have reinforced armor. My question is, where? See, it says new item down here, reinforced armor. It shows it to us. I would have expected it to be hanging right here. We've even seen it hanging without the suit there in the past, so maybe it'll show up tomorrow. Oh no. Alright, so what can we do here with our crafting materials? We could make more soup. We'll think about it. Recycling? I don't want to recycle any of these things yet. And upgrade. What can we afford to upgrade? Notice that we cannot upgrade any of our tier 2 items a second time. So what haven't we upgraded before? We've never upgraded the lighter. We've never upgraded the sock puppet. We've never upgraded our handbook. Well, we're not going to get any power back. It takes a full 50 here, but there's nothing else that we could do except craft some soup. You know what? We're going to craft some soup. We're not going to... I don't think we'll upgrade just yet. Alright, what's going on here? Captain, I'm detecting a humanoid figure on approach. It's a robot, jittering along towards us, evidently blind. It walked right up to the ship and is now clinging to the hull repeatedly. You know what? Let's communicate with it. Let's see what the poor little robot needs. Alright, was this our first day to... Let's see here. Day 15, it says we're still facing starvation. Day 14, we're still starving. So this is our second day of starvation. I guess we'll eat something. I don't know how many days that we can go, but we might as well go ahead and eat. We just found some free soup after all. Hey, as the demented robot nearby kept methodically clanging its head off of our hull, you decided to use the communicator and try to come to a mutual, non-clanging agreement. The radio signal must have penetrated the robot's choppy mind on some level, as it looked around bemusedly, strutted off into the distance, shaking its head. So we made soup, and it left. Now Dee Dee is starving. We're gonna let her starve at least one more day. Unless we need her for something, I suppose. We were able to detect transmissions of unknown origins. Yes, absolutely. We will install our field communicator into the communications console that I busted open with my face. We can continue to craft soup. Probably not a bad idea, but let's upgrade something we've never seen upgraded before. Mr. Puppet, what do you look like with an upgrade? Kind of hoping it's going to become a full-on Muppet. Oh, kind of. We now have polka dots on him. Great success, Captain. The communicator was attached to the communications console. We could tell that Dee Dee was amazed by what we've achieved today. She almost smiled. There's hope. Now, she still looks starved. Tom hasn't come back yet. And upgrade completed. New item available. Cutting edge sock. So, right, cutting edge sock. Stops insanity, or so they say. I'm detecting a huge energy surge beneath the surface. Seismic waves. I think there's an earthquake coming. The shuttle's sturdy, but the ground isn't. The soil has a high potential to liquefy when it hits, or we could use the thrusters to move to safer ground, but if we overshoot, we'll be even worse. So we're in a bad situation. We could make it worse or better, but since we're already in a bad situation, I always prefer to take action. So, let's do it. Dee Dee, you're my friend. You've starved 2 days? Can you take a third day? Can you take a third day? I'm thinking back to when we died, when Dee Dee was our commander, and she died on the 4th day, even though we told her to eat on the 3rd day, but she was already weakened. I guess we'll eat a soup. I don't want to run that chance. Hatchets are a survivalist's best friend. I wonder if we can make a hatchet in here somewhere. Gary Paulson's book. All right, cool. Looks like Tom's back. We used the shuttle's thrusters to scoot onto a better patch of ground, coming to rest on the edge of the rocky soil the moment the earthquake hit. There was a few nightmarish seconds, and the shuttle bucked to and fro like a bad atmospheric entry, but then the shaking stopped. We opened our eyes, and the strangest silence followed. Then we laughed. Like a sane person. Alright, Tom came back from the nearby robot village. Place isn't big, it's just a few streets and a few dozen robotic families at most, all of them peaceful. Anyway, Tom's state's a little more fragile. He's famished and his mental state is questionable. Tom walked through some weird, bad-smelling fumes from machinery. The mask filters were completely covered up by a black, greasy film. Tom found some small, dusty rocks and even a few gems behind the robotic outhouses. They gave us directions to the bomb shelter and the robot statue. We're starving now. Dee Dee is starving, and it looks like our mask is damaged, so I want to repair it. For whatever reason, the spacesuit came back. We didn't send him with armor, but now the armor is showing up. I'm wondering if the upgraded armor was applied to the spacesuit instead of being something that you can put on. Because when I hover over it... Oh, no, there we go. Now it says reinforced armor. I don't know. I guess we'll find out. We can repair the mask, and we're absolutely going to do that. What we got going on over here? An alien vessel is approaching. Their ship is rigged with a light show synced to the music. They started blasting as soon as we opened comms. Captain, they're playing rockabilly. Your crew is already grooving to the beat. The aliens claim to be of the Dance Lord tribe, and they've been searching for the best dancers in the galaxy. They've challenged our tribe to a dance-off, specifically a sock hop. If we don't accept, they'll vaporize us with their ultra-high-frequency speakers. How will you defeat the Dance Lord? I mean, we're gonna do it by dancing, right? Show us what you got. So hopefully Dee Dee and Tom can take it away. We're feeling a little hungry ourselves. We will eat tomorrow. So grass seems to be environmental hazards. The mask is chemical, and the gun, the gun is terrestrial threat. So we're starting to figure out what some of those things are. I think the gun also needs to go if it shows us the tentacle monster. If it's some sort of tentacle alien monster beast, we need to take the gun with us. Oh, we accepted the Dance Lord's challenge. We lost the dance-off. When the aliens beamed you to your vessel, you stumbled onto the dance floor, and it was all downhill from there. But the dance lords honor anyone brave enough to step onto the holy dance floor. Their leader, Warbop, spared us. We'd better have better moves next time. Okay, so we fixed the mask. Tom's rested. Tom is starving. So we're gonna soup and soup here. Let's take a look at the upgrade, though. We are gonna upgrade the mask. But I wonder, what's going on with the navigation system? Spacesuit may give us a second person. We could send 2 people out at the same time. Now, I do imagine that if we send both people out, that they probably can't both use the mask. I'm real curious about the navigation system, though. I feel like that's probably going to give them a better chance to get somewhere and get back. But we don't really know. Given the amount of times that we're using the mask, though, I am going to go ahead and use the energy right now for the mask. Tom says his favorite thing to do during his downtime as a high-ranked salesman at a major corporation was fart around with his company's equipment to try and make it work better. I've never heard this idiom before, Captain. I hope he means to tinker and not to actually flatulate on delicate electronic devices. He's offering to fart around with some of our items, too. I haven't detected any methane spikes in our air supply, so I believe he's using the metaphorical version of this phrase. Will you give Tom something to tinker with? Yeah, I mean, Tom, you know what? Here, play with the gun. Sounds terrible. That would be terrible, right? Don't shoot yourself in the face. Tom, you can have a soup. We're going to eat a soup. I'm tempted to give Dee Dee a soup, just so that we can all be on kind of the same page here, but with only 6 cans of soup, I don't know that I want to feed her unnecessarily. Rage Incarnate, what's going on? So let's go ahead and end the day here. Day 20. We gave Tom the gun to fart around with. He spent a few hours taking it apart and putting it back together. He did not make any noticeable improvements. But Tom continues to be our friend. Upgrade completed. New item available. Full face mask. We're hungry. Dee Dee is starving. She needs some food. We've got the full face mask. Excellent. Okay. Tom's beard is getting to be pretty epic. I think it's time to send Tom out again, but let's see what the challenge of the day is first. An intoxicated robot wearing nothing but a robe and slippers has stumbled up to the shuttle. He says his name is Robotsky, and he claims he was drugged by a visiting band of nihilist aliens who poured coolant on his rug. I don't know what to make of this. Lazy robots, nihilists, soiled rugs. Maybe you should help the guy. Well, let's give him a light. Lights are good for everybody. Tom, buddy, friend, we're sending you out. Nope, not there. What about the bomb craters? Maybe? But I really think where we want to go here is for energy. That way we can be upgrading our items. So, to tourist information you go. We're going to make sure that you take the armor with you, Tom. He's doing all right. So, for equipment, you're absolutely taking the armor vest. And then, what else should we give him? Is there anything else that looks good? We could give him the guidebook, maybe. I can't think of anything out there that's probably particularly useful. Just the armor, I guess. Because this just looks like an environmental thing, and I don't think that since it doesn't have the toxic symbol, we're not going to send him with the face mask. Yeah, we'll just send him out like that. That's fine. If we upgrade, it says upgrade to unlock. Upgrade spacesuits. So it probably unlocks more and more slots. So that's probably the case. I agree. Dee Dee is starving. You know what, Dee Dee? We're going to go ahead and feed you on the first day this time, after all. We'll come over here and let's craft another communicator. Just because we put this one here, this enables some story events, but we still don't have a communicator that we can use for actual events. Just a reminder, if you're enjoying this game, this just came out on Steam a couple of days ago, you should absolutely dip in and pick it up. So we offered to write Robotsky's cigarette so he could continue dealing with the nihilist aliens who soiled his rug without worry. We didn't ask what he was smoking. He thanked us for the light and said, "Aggression like this cannot stand, man." And then he wandered off. So Tom went to go gather some information from the tourism center. Alright, so Dee Dee's hungry, we are hungry, we've got a new communicator. Getting a little low on the soups here. Let's start by crafting another soup while we still have some chemicals to do so. I am a machine, and machines cannot hear voices. The voices that I'm not hearing right now are getting very loud. Oh, you hear them? So my weight sensors are picking up something as well. A two-dimensional species. This explains why my cameras missed him. You know, we've always lit the lighter. And lighting the lighter has worked in the past, but let's see if we can communicate with this two-dimensional species by using the communicator here. Crazy Jamie, thanks for the follow. Appreciate having you here in the escape pod with us. Let's see if we can make it all the way to the end instead of getting destroyed by killer robots, which seems kind of likely given that we're on a planet full of robots. Okay, here we go. Flush it. Well, Crazy Jamie, that is mostly what we do here, survival games. Occasionally we'll have some horror survival like Friday the 13th. Frequently we have a lot of roguelike survival like this, like Cataclysm DDA, or Alien Isolation. We will occasionally do some really story-based puzzle-type games too. So, a two-dimensional species attacked our ship. You chose words instead of violence, and immediately a stream of accusations flew from the communicator. The voices claimed you were prejudiced against the no-depth, unflappable. You apologized for all three-dimensional beings. They were touched, both flat in spirit and vowed friendship toward the depth-dependent. You're still alert. Dee Dee's our friend. We made a soup, but it's about time for us to start eating again. The depth-dependent. I love it. We do have the occasional board game night, it's true. Probably ought to do that again. Of course, we really favor the survival-type games for that as well. We like playing things like Zombicide and Nemesis and Dead of Winter, Camp Grizzly, things like that. So a traveling robot carnival has set up shop outside. There are tents offering everything from the spare parts market to wrestling and high wire shows to gambling. Now, there's a few items in the gambling tent that we could use, Captain, and I've calculated the odds, and it's worth trying. Normally I'd be against such a breach of the Astro Citizen ethics guidelines, but we don't have many options. We could use our strength, or we could use our amazing intelligence. So let's use our amazing intelligence. Maybe we'll get something cool. As far as crafting, we cannot afford an upgrade yet. And there's nothing that we can craft right now. So let's make a soup. We always need soup. Never waste a turn if we can possibly help it. We are starving. Dee Dee is alert. Alright, let's rub the artifact for luck. And we'll flush it. Day 23 Skidoo. You visited the Robot Carnival's gambling tent, where you tried the open circuit card game. Despite being totally new, you picked it up quickly and ended up cleaning house. When it was time to cash in, the mustachioed robot dealer took your chips and went to the back of the tent to fetch your prize. The dealer returned moments later, apologizing he'd given away the last prize to the player before you, but he offered to double your prize if you play and win again next century when the carnival returns. Alas. Captain, we still haven't heard back from Tom. Perhaps he drowned and suffocated in a sea of tourism brochures? Oh no. Working with your best interest, I allowed myself to display another of roughly 700 exploration suits. Oh no. Tom is dead. Don't know why Tom is dead, but he's dead. Crap. We asked some locals about their customs. I have some ideas for explaining their culture to you. Pick something, Captain, and I'll share my newly acquired knowledge using that item as a focus point. Teach us about soup. Man, Tom letting me down again. All right, well, we can craft some armor, and we're going to do it. It's going to take a few turns. So, we were smart, but not smart enough to win at the gambling. Maybe we were too smart. I don't know. But we're going to eat food. 1, 2 foods. He did take the upgraded armor with him, it's true. So we are going to make some more armor. It'll take a few rounds. I'll explain this plan's customs using a can of soup. Could you hand me one, Dee Dee? I'll demonstrate Papa Creator, a local game. Oops, I squeezed too hard. Pieces of shrapnel exploded everywhere, but the crew mostly managed to avoid it, and everybody only got a few scratches. God damn it. Sorry about that, everybody. You remain very mentally stable, you're weak, and we're both hungry. Well, damn it. Alright, we could absolutely use the medical kit to try and heal ourselves, and maybe we'll do that, because we still have some chemicals and can craft another one in the future. Captain, a transmission was received while you were asleep. I took the liberty of decoding the message for you. What I found were geographical coordinates leading to a place not far from here. We should bring the sock puppet with us. Yeah, let's go and bring our sock puppet. It's fine. Absolutely fine. Okay, but we're only hungry. She's only hungry. We're not eating any more soup right now, because we've only got 2 soups. Things are getting a little desperate here for the food. We really need to be bringing in more chemicals. Dee Dee, you are probably going on an expedition here. If we send you to the bomb craters, you can get chemicals. And if we send you now, we can give you the mask as well. Hopefully you can bring back some chemicals for us. So Dee Dee, I mean, she's looking good, right? She's smart. She's dexterous. We're going to give her the mask. Yeah, Tom is definitely kind of the Zap Brannigan of the game. I was hoping we would get a little more out of Major Tom. He died on his 2nd trip. Alright, so 2 more turns and we'll have some fresh armor. That way when Dee Dee comes back with our mask and some chemicals, hopefully we'll have more soup, because we're going to need to feed her soup. Yeah, a shovel would be good, but she broke the shovel picking up minerals, so we'll see. You approached the location, held up the sock puppet on one hand and exclaimed, "I come in peace!" A small metal figure stepped out from behind a rock. Her name was Sheila, and her disappointed look made it obvious she was expecting someone else entirely. Alas, you are not a handsome young robot named Dumbo. Sheila laments a glitch that occurred in her programming, making her fall in love with young Dumbo, despite both of them having already different companions assigned by the planet's system. Sheila believes Dumbo's programming is not flawed, and he cannot return her feelings. You seemed really moved by this tragic love story. Me? Not so much. You know what, though, buddy? Buddy, I seem to recall you falling in love with a communist space shuttle. Alright, so we managed to craft reinforced armor. I'm assuming Dee Dee got upgraded in the field, because we don't have it now. So, good job, Dee Dee. What do you got going on over here? Something seems to be troubling you, Captain. I've registered that you keep staring outside the window into the endless, blinking black void. Why? Did you lose something? Oh, I see. You're remembering Earth. I admit it was nice. Before the nuclear barbecue, that is. Can I switch off for a second, Captain? Do you wish to have a moment to yourself? Yes, please. We are going to make peace with Mooby's golden belly here. And what can we do with our extra time? We can craft. We could craft another sock puppet, because it was destroyed. I think I'd rather have the soup. Upgrading this would be lovely, but we're going to need more energy for that to happen, which means we're going to have to venture somewhere with energy. And that's where we sent Tom last time. He didn't come back with any. We could upgrade the lighter. I mean, that's not exactly waiting so that we can get a shovel, but you know what? We're going to upgrade the lighter. I want to see what the upgraded lighter looks like. We are weak and hungry. I think we'll use the medical kit this turn. We're going to use the medical kit to cure ourselves. Let's zen out here and collect ourselves. Day 26. Been worried about something, Captain, but it seems those troubles are behind you. I'm not surprised by your choice to find comfort with the Astro Citizen-issued Astrofact. It's guaranteed to resolve any and all of your emotional issues. So, we've made a fancy lighter. We have improved our health. He's warning us that we are starving. Well, we'll make some soup, but here we go, fancy lighter. Well, let's hope. Craft. We could make a med kit. I don't want to make a med kit. I want to make a soup. A sweet old man looking like Charles Darwin is knocking at our airlock politely. You let him in. He shakes your hand and he holds it with an iron grip and won't let go. With technology, evolution stops. Soviet scientists want our species to stay strong, so they created me, the natural selection bot. He claims it's for your own good, which is what the dentist always said, and you didn't believe him either. You've let me in despite the warning signs. Now face your space predator, human. Oh, he does have a point, Captain. I can see why you'd want to postpone the discussion. Defend yourself. Well, let's use our upgraded laser blaster to nuke Space Charles Darwin. And you know, maybe eat a soup. Edie, you better come back. I don't want to be out here all by myself. A Darwinian predator droid held you in its grip. You raised a gun and shot point blank into its chest. It staggered backwards, but seemed to have suffered no damage. As it straightened up, you braced yourself and aimed. Nothing could have prepared you for this. Charles Darwin burst into tears. I was so afraid I would have to kill you, it said. And you shared the sentiment. But you're excellent at defending yourself, thus worthy to survive. I'm so glad. It hugged you tightly like a very friendly boa and left. Well, we made a new soup. Okay, so we kept our gun. We need to be very wary of future Charles Darwins. Warning! Warning! We have a breach! The ship is about to be contaminated. Well, crap. I guess we're gonna have to put on the armor. It's interesting. She's not wearing the armor out there. It let me use the armor even though it's not displaying, so we definitely have some glitches going on here. But we don't have a mask right now. Because we sent it out with her, so it's inaccessible to us. Alright, everyone. Deep breath. What do we have here for crafting? We can make a med kit. 3 turns. Make a sock puppet, or we could make more soup. Now we're gonna make another soup. Dee Dee's gonna come back hungry. It's more important than the med kit right now. We can handle being hurt and not die. Space Explorer unlocked. Now that was unnerving, wasn't it? The ship was contaminated. Fortunately, a protective vest prevented you from getting infected. I will now initiate quarantine protocol to eliminate any leftover traces of the pathogen from the ship. Since your armor is now covered in extraterrestrial bacteria, I'm afraid we will have to dispose of it. Thank you for being understanding, Captain. Good news, everyone. Dee Dee found her way back. She returned exhausted, on an empty stomach, and a bit rattled. But are you ready to hear her report? Says there's a reason that even automatons don't want to settle there apart from the bad memories. There are toxic gases in the air and pollution in the ground. The mask did its job, but the filters look pretty useless now. Dee Dee managed to gather some of the toxic fumes from the polluted ground. Says, I wonder what type of bomb could have left craters this big. Could it have been the power of the atom? Not the most captivating adventure, but it was still more fun than slowly dying of boredom inside the shuttle, Dee Dee says. So we made a soup. We've decoded a few signals that have been passed around, and they contain mention of a crashed alien ship. Hey, maybe they're talking about us. Dee Dee's in poor health. She looks weak. She's starving. We need to make sure that she eats. All right, well, let's go ahead and start by Dee Dee. Have a delicious can of soup. The full face mask is actually in good condition, even though it said that it looked used. Armor might be nice. We did bring back some more stuff, though. And because we brought back some more things, nothing to upgrade here. Because we did bring back more things, we could craft the armor again. We could also craft the first aid kit. Crafting the first aid kit gives us a chance to heal Dee Dee, which will make her much more likely to survive when we send her out into the world. Let's see what the challenge here is. It says, well, this just got interesting. A nightmare wakes you up. So you adjust your eyes to the darkness, you suddenly realize that you're not alone. You can make out the silhouette of a person in the shadow. It's motionless, but it seems to be staring right at you. You can't just ignore it, Captain. What do you do? Well, we could try and burn it. Notice that the upgraded lighter looks like a can of hairspray with a lighter. So it's a flamethrower. Do we want to burn this thing? As I recall last time, it was like the mask or something like that, just hanging there. Let's just ignore it. I don't want to accidentally wound Dee Dee, if that's the case. Weak, starving, tired. I don't want to destroy one of my items. Oh, rage, I know. I do kind of want to use it just to see what it does. But there shouldn't be anybody else on here. Hopefully it's not Space Charles Darwin. Let's kick off the crafting here. With more armor. Okay. Oh, no, wait, I'm sorry. The med kit. We're going to give Dee Dee a food. We don't need one for ourselves. You know, maybe it is light the lighter and look. We can try it. We'll try the fire. We're going to burninate. I mean, just light and see what happens. I really suspect this will damage something, but then we'll know, right? Day 29. Prime numbers. It was a fun night, Captain. When you woke up, you noticed someone standing in the shadows. The figure didn't move. It just stared. Terrified, you used a lighter to see the mysterious visitor clearly, and believe it or not, your worst nightmare turned out to be a mask hanging on a coat rack. You were so spooked. Really funny, really. I'm sure that we'll laugh about it tomorrow. Here, I'll start now. Ha, ha. So Dee Dee continues to be our friend. She's in poor health. We are starving. Dee Dee is hungry. Oh, Mooby, the great golden idol, help us in our hour of need. Seeing as humans are slaves to emotion, I do understand why Sheila came back to get your advice on her romantic quest. Is there a way to make a different robot love her unconditionally? Or is it possible to get rid of her defective feelings module altogether? Now's the time to reconnect with your basic human instincts. What do you think is the best approach? Previously, we chose agility. When we chose agility, we were doing the second thing. We were avoiding these defective feelings modules altogether. You know what? Maybe we can make a different robot love her unconditionally. I wish we had some strength too, but we're going to try it, damn it. We're going to try it. We will eat soup tomorrow. This is our first day to starve. And Dee Dee is weak, tired, hungry. I can't really do anything about any of that. She just needs to chill out. So I'm surprised as the rest of you, fire was the solution after all. Together with Sheila, you decided that the best defense is a good offense. You promised to help her cause a similar glitch in Dumbo's programming. Perhaps this will allow him to reciprocate Sheila's feelings. I have to say, Captain, this isn't the most ethical decision, especially considering that this society already has matchmaking rules in place. You might want to start looking around for spare tools and parts. I'm sure Sheila is going to need a few things to complete the procedure. Our stomach is rumbling. Eat something. Dee Dee's weak, but she is now well rested. We need to eat. Gotta eat. We're still crafting. One more day and we'll have a med kit so we can heal up Dee Dee and send her back out into the world. Oh, rats. You know those scratching sounds coming out of the ventilation shafts late at night? We have rodents, Captain, and they've hitched a ride from Earth. If the infestation isn't handled, the rats will eat our food supplies and then probably you. Oh, crap. I'm tempted to just use both of our foods, but I got a feeling that if we don't have any food, they will attack us. Let's just use the handbook. Maybe the book tells us how to deal with rats. We're not able to make a shovel because the shovel is only unlocked once we get to the tier 3 of the crafting, and we haven't managed that because we haven't managed a successful expedition to anywhere that has electrical charge. About that rodent infestation, the results of how to handle it were unexpected. You researched how to domesticate alien wildlife in the book and applied that to Earth rats. Excellent. So now we have tamed rats. But we do have to love them. Dee Dee's gonna need some soup. We're gonna give Dee Dee soup and a first aid kit this turn. So what do we got going on here? It says, I know you and Dee Dee told me to put on some music, Captain, but there's only one frequency active right now, and it's more of a talk show. 2 robotic neighbors are arguing on the radio. Someone's mecha cow crossed through a broken fence and ruined someone else's mecha flowers. Only they can't come to an agreement over who's responsible for fixing holes in that fence, so it's an impasse. I don't think this requires an intervention, Captain, but do what you want. And it doesn't let us not do it. Alright, previously we used intelligence, and we said, you know, if you think about it, it's really the cow's fault. And then they yelled at us for attacking the cow. So you know what? Use strength. Who knows? We might get an interesting result out of it. If we take a look at the upgrade, there's a few things that we can upgrade. We are far away from being able to upgrade to start making other things like shovels. I would really like to upgrade the navigation system. I feel like it's got a better chance of allowing us to return home on these things. So that's our next goal. Making a soup would be a good idea. But making the armor... Alright, let's take a look here. What does the travel say? If we want to go to tourist information, it's got this again. Previously, when we've come across this, it's damaged our armor if we had it, so I want to send armor with it. We really need soup. I mean, we are hungry. She is starving. We can give her the starving. We can give her soup, the last soup, and we can give her the med kit. It will take 2 turns to make the armor, and then after that we can craft a soup. That would be 3 turns. If we go... When did we last eat? When was the last time that Ellis ate? Stomach is rumbling. Let's see here. So we were starving. We ate 2 days ago. So we're actually fine for food at the moment. We will give it to Dee Dee. We're going to start by crafting the armor. We'll be able to make the food just in time. So, Dee Dee, you can have the med kit and our last soup. And then we'll send you out into the world. Day 32. Before either of you could get a word in, the bickering on the radio changed to a regular fight, with the bots bringing up old disagreements. Like that one time when one did this, and the other one did that, and then, you know, whatever. Made you think of your own neighbors back on Earth, and that in turn made you remember barbecue parties in everyone's backyards. The memory made both of you weirdly hungry, and you finally turned off the transmission annoyed. Crap, it dropped our hunger level. We may not survive doing this after all, and we can't cancel it. Well, okay, so if we're starving, this is our first day to starve. Then tomorrow this will be free, and we can craft a soup, and that will be our second day to starve. If we eat on our third day of starving, I think we're gonna be okay. Let's see, what do we got going on here? Detecting A troubling buildup of mental tension. We're supposed to do an epic party. Alright, well, you know what? We're going to choose the mask. It's the only thing that we've got. We're sending Dee Dee to tourist information. Please bring us back some batteries. She's looking really good for this. Oh, the armor's not done. Okay, we can wait one more turn. We can wait one more turn. We'll send her out next turn. Ugh. Getting really rough. I didn't expect an event that was going to change our hunger level. I suppose I should have, because why would anything ever go right in this game? The party was a hit, Captain. I loved how you put the mask on in front of you and pretended it was a mysterious person called Timmy. Can you tell me again who won the staring contest? What a sarcastic robot. Okay, so we feel better, saner, our stomach is empty, we need to eat. So we'll craft, not that, we'll craft a soup. We'll have a soup next turn to eat. Sheila the troubled robot is currently trying to help gather some mechanical parts and tools to help her create a malfunction in a fellow robot, Dumbo. She's hoping to awaken love within Dumbo's programming, similar to her own. Well, let's not use the gun. Let's let her use the artifact. That's right, be our little love idol. Dee Dee, now that we have some armor, for the love of Glob, go to the Tourist Information Bureau. Take that with you. Yeah, just take that with you. Go. Alright. We should be able to survive another day here. Yeah, it's true. We can actually start recycling things, and we probably will have to. We're doing okay on the chemical front. It's been more important... like, see here, we got a soup. Interesting. So we're going to eat that real quick. But I think we've got enough chemicals. We can start recycling things to get chemicals back to make stuff if we need to. That's an odd choice, Captain. Sheila seems grateful, though. She must have a good plan on how to use this artifact. My history module contains examples of humans waving similar artifacts around and achieving great results. I'm fairly certain it will not hurt to try unless someone drops it on their feet. Captain, you should know this could be seen as interference in this society's matchmaking rules. The fully objective system has already assigned other robomates to Sheila and Dumbo. You know, you can count on this process being reliable, seeing as it's fully automated and devoid of any emotion. So Dee Dee left to gather some stuff. We need to eat something now, before it's too late. So we're absolutely going to eat. What's going on here? What's that? Oh! A few small robots left a package outside the shuttle and ran off. Maybe it's a gift. Should we bring the package on board and check it out? I won't let it go to waste either way. But I must say, I find its contents intriguing. Shall we open it? Yeah, let's go ahead and open it. Maybe it's soup. Maybe it's not. It's probably not flaming poop. I don't know what kind of atmosphere exists outside. Anyway, so we have decided to eat today. That way we don't die. Hopefully we ate in time. Day 35. Ooh. Crap. We brought the package inside and opened it. It was in fact a prank, a mechanical beehive. I kind of hate our robot a little bit, our AI, for telling us that it was intrigued at the contents. Yeah, I just wanted to see everything break. Since before we managed to get rid of the robot bees, they took our time probing a lot of our equipment for food. Some of it got badly damaged. Damn robo-kids. Well, crap. Okay, so, first thing we gotta do. See, we have a fair bit of chemicals still, so let's make another soup. Somebody dropped off a package. Again. Okay, interesting. Please enjoy this organic junk, humans. We got it in a crappy trade deal centuries ago. It's just a bunch of old dried up alien herbs. Crap. I'm a little concerned here. The only thing that we can do is we can use lighter with it. But let me tell you, there's a good chance that could increase our hunger level. Could totally increase our hunger level. Now, if we don't do anything with it, no harm, no foul. I suspect with the shovel, we would plant it and maybe get some sort of a food. We know that we can get a med kit out of it if we use the sock puppet. So this is totally going to be us smoking the weed. So, I mean, I guess let's do it. Blaze it. All right. We've got this crafting. Our fancy lighter's a little damaged, unfortunately. Our gun is damaged. They're technically usable, so they withstood the initial assault. I would like to try and repair them, though. If we take a look here, our energy level is getting up to 23. One more, and we can build the radio beacon, and I really hope that brings her home. So, let's dink it and sink it. Trigger tray, you know. So you decided the herbs smell kind of nice, so you lit them up to freshen the air inside the shuttle. You sat on the floor for hours, enjoying the sweet-smelling smoke. You said, "It made your mind so clear, and that the colors are so much sharper than before. Did you get enough sleep last night, Captain? Your eyes are a bit red." We did make our soup, though. Unfortunately, it destroyed our lighter, because we used it when it was damaged, I guess. Crap. Let's look at repair mode here. Oh, that's so rough. Like, I want to repair the gun. I don't want another angry Charles Darwin coming in here. But that requires chemicals. Chemicals make soup. Oh, no. You hear that, Captain? It sounds like mosquitoes. It is mosquitoes. See, there's one. Get it? No, wait. These aren't ordinary insects. They're robot constructs. Extraordinary. They're almost as annoying as the real thing. They don't seem to be into sucking our blood. Now, here's the thing. Previously, we couldn't talk to him. I'm happy to talk to him this time, just so we can do something. But we're going to do another thing. We're going to eat the food right now. Last time, they ate our can of soup. We're going to eat it first. We'll store its contents in our belly. Now we have the ability to craft. I want to craft... We can't craft the upgrade anymore. That's interesting. We can't craft the upgrade anymore. We must have needed a certain amount of... No, we didn't need chemicals. How strange. Okay, well, let's go ahead and repair the laser gun then. We're going to use the chemicals to craft the laser gun. It's fine. We may not be able to craft it while Dee Dee's out in the world, because it may actually be an upgrade to the navigation system in the spacesuit, not a navigation upgrade for our ship. Oh well. So let's see if we can communicate with these space bugs. Day 37. Prime again. Hey, she's back. It says, dealing with robotic mosquitoes was a new challenge for you, but your reasoning that if these are machines, their frequencies can be addressed with the right tool was spot on. Using your communicator, you tried influencing the swarm. And they damaged it. Crap. Took a bit of tinkering, some of which was likely in breach of the hardware's warranty. What warranty? We cobbled this thing together using our crafting machine. I guess maybe we got a warranty on that. Okay. Well... Anyway, we tinkered with it, and the communication device suffered, but it chased the mosquitoes off. They won't be back anytime soon. Dee Dee's returned. She's hungry. While scanning her body, we detect some mental imbalances and a little bit of weakness. The path was a little tricky. The dusty and crumbly surface of the planet makes it real easy to trip and fall, so the armor lost the battle against some sharp rocks. So I think that's what all the sharp, grassy kind of stuff was. It's mostly empty. We did get 39 power cells. We repaired the futuristic gun. Dee Dee is starving. We're not even hungry anymore. So, pretty cool. Let's see what we got going on here. Captain, it's time. Sheila has gathered some tools and parts and come over to the ship with one final request. to help her perform the procedure that will finally make Dumbo love her back. She executed an emergency deactivation on her future lover and brought him to you. It's a little extreme, but it's necessary for the procedure. She claims it's what Dumbo would have wanted. She's putting his life in your able hands, and this will require some intense work. Which one of you is up for the task? I mean, it's got to be us, right? It's got to be us. Dee Dee is starving, so we are going to have to make a soup right now. No resources! Okay, she's going to have to try and survive 2 turns. We're going to recycle away our armor? Then we get one more use out of it. We'll recycle away our tape. We haven't used the tape at all yet. So we'll do that, then we'll craft another one next turn. Hopefully that's enough to feed Dee Dee. Or we could say, you know what? Sorry, Dee Dee. And then just try and live on our own for a while. I think we generate passively enough chemicals that we can eat every 5 days. And that is enough to keep one person alive. Of course, then we're kind of in dire straits because we can't go out and do anything. All right. Let's try it. I'm a little sad that we ate the food, and I guess we didn't need to. Oh, we just unlocked an achievement, Eco Shuttle. We recycled 10 items. All right. So it's not bad for someone unqualified. The procedure was a success largely because of your deft fingers. Sheila did her best to help out. When the work was done, she activated Dumbo gradually to help him avoid shock. She repurposed the artifact to resemble a little robot. It was very helpful in keeping Dumbo's attention after the operation, so the only thing left to do is wait. Perhaps Sheila and Dumbo will reach out soon when he's doing better. Dee Dee's alert. She's starved. We've recycled. Quick, make some soup. Pour it inside of Dee Dee. We've received a pamphlet on our window. Try E-Boson. Universal shopping from the comfort of your own planet. Free gift with sign-up. Wow, neat! The E-Boson network lets you order pretty much anything except for food and water, and it will arrive via portal in 1 to 2 galactic business days. There's a catch. The account creation process requires you to jump through some hoops, and I mean literally. You have to jump through a string of temporal portals to become verified. The fine print says there's no risk of death or dismemberment, but insanity is possible. How do you want to tackle this? We want to tackle it with our agility. Well, I'm real curious what the free gift is going to be. Dumbo woke up, but we don't know if he's in love with her yet. We'll find out at some point in time in the future, it said. So for now, E-Boson is going to put us through some hoops. Hopefully we get a free gift. I don't know what it'll be, but oh no! Well, you sprinted toward the E-Boson sign-up portal, and you missed it and ran straight into the wall. The portal flickered shut, and an alien voice said, "Invalid verification attempt. Your account is locked for 1 galactic business day or 1,000 Earth years." Okay, so, you know, 1 galactic business day was 1,000 Earth years, so we weren't really going to get any of that stuff anyway. Look at the bright side, Captain. Nothing was damaged by your little collision with the wall, and you wouldn't have been able to order anything through that stupid service anyway. Well, I mean, you could have, but it would have taken 1,000 to 2,000 years to get it. Dee Dee looked starved, crafting completed. Soups. I guess we're outside from where we smacked our face into the wall. Alright, Dee Dee, you should eat a soup. It says, "I'm glad I finally convinced you to go for a short walk around the shuttle and stretch a little outside, even if you claim I forced you with my constant whining." It says, "You stepped outside and you noticed an asteroid coming right at you. Well, crap, let's get right out of the way of that." Next turn we will have enough chemicals to be able to craft another soup. Thank goodness. We've got a lot of energy here. The navigation system, really tempted to do that. We could craft the crafting module, though, which would allow us to craft the things that we can't craft yet. But that hasn't actually been the problem yet. So let's craft the nav system. Let's craft the nav system and see what we can do here. If we're lucky, we fed Dee Dee in time. If not, hopefully she doesn't eat our soup and still die. Day 40. Okay. Well, this may not be good. We definitely dodged the asteroid's path. But we are starving. We'd better eat and fast. Dee Dee is hungry. Well, Dee Dee. Alright, so one more turn for this. One more turn to craft a food and then to eat it. This will be tight. Real tight. And you can't cancel it. There's no cancel button on that. Once you start the process, you've started the process. Captain Ellis, a pair of robots are meandering towards us. They're facing each other and appear to be fused at the hands. One's a large hulk, dragging the other, which is smaller in structure. But we don't have any soup to give them, so let's just use this atomic battery. Dee Dee. Oh, Dee Dee. System upgrade in progress, so we can get you out of here tomorrow, I think. What do you guys think? Are you enjoying it so far? Let me know if there's something that you would do different. But right now, I think we're managing to squeak it out. So we lug the battery over to the Robo-Rent and the Robo-Kid, who were slowly trudging past us. We plugged the unit into the Fatherbot, and it straightened its back, and he sprung with energy. So, cool, he picked up the little robot, and off they went. We're still friends with Dee Dee, and we have nav system level 2. Alright. So we've unlocked some additional locations. The museum, we have a chance for minerals or a gun. We have a hazard. The devil? I don't know. We've got the charging hub. We can get power or batteries. It's got the same kind of hazards as the other one. That might not be bad, but I think we're starting to get to the point where chemicals for food would be the optimal thing. The robot statue would give us minerals. The library would give us chemicals and books, but we have a chance for income tax collectors? Now, we could send her back to the bomb craters. It's a pretty quick one. We have the right tools for it. We'll get slightly diminished returns, but I mean, she should be able to come back. We should get some chemicals. I don't know, there may be a benefit to these longer missions, because by sending them out on the longer missions, when they come back, I mean, they don't come back dead. Do they starve to death while they're out on the missions? Do you have to send them off well-fed? I don't know. Let's send her back to the bomb craters. It's just the quickest thing that we can do. So we'll send her off. She's doing pretty good right now. We're absolutely going to give her the mask. I thought about giving her the armor. We can use it in an event, but we can't assign it to her until we've upgraded it. So, good enough. Dee Dee's going to get out of here. We are going to craft a soup so we don't die, hopefully, very next turn. What we got going on here? Good news, Captain. The procedure was fully successful and Dumbo's recovery went surprisingly well. His love for Sheila is unshakable. He insists on holding her hand in public and makes her a nice cup of maintenance oil every morning. I've received an electronic invite addressed to you personally, and I'm glad to say it's from Sheila and Dumbo. You're invited to the first robo-wedding celebration this planet has ever seen. They are asking you to be their human of honor during the ceremony. What do you say, Captain? Is it I do? Yeah, we do! We may need to, shower first. Alright, soup tomorrow. Dee Dee's gotta go out and work. Gotta go get those chemicals. Achievement unlocked for science. The end? The end? What happened? We're still alive. Congratulations on a job well done, Captain. The newlyweds are forever grateful to you. You've not only helped them find each other, but supported them in cementing their love in front of a whole city. The ceremony was beautiful. You still have a little cog-shaped confetti left in your hair. But this is just the beginning, Captain. The future's looking really bright for everyone involved, so it looks like you're very welcome to stay here. Dee Dee went off toward the bomb crater fields. Not sure if there's much to be found there, but let's give her a chance. And then we crafted a soup. Game over. We're welcomed into the Robo-Metropolis. Fireworks and all. We got a good ending! Love it. And so, Captain Emmett Ellis and his crewmate, character full name, have made a permanent residence on the planet Robo-Tofu. During these trying times of seemingly stranded in a strange and unfamiliar place, both Captain Emmett and his crew showed hearts of gold and made friendships for life. This might not be the utopia of their dreams, but it can and will be the place that they call home. Captain Ellis's friendship and support helped Dee Dee overcome at least some of her anxieties. She relaxed a little, although her obsession with coffee continued. Tom and Captain Ellis had forged an unlikely friendship during his adventure. They had a really good thing going for them, but of course Tom had to ruin it by dying. Emmett never forgave him for that. Even though he successfully guided the Astro Citizen mission through all the soup shortages and other misadventures, Emmett still wanted more. He wanted science, and so he became the most renowned soup scientist around. Not that he had much of a competition. It seems like ages have passed since 3 amateur astronauts had left orbit expecting certain doom. Now the brave pair of survivors look into the future with renewed optimism. As one tale comes to a close, another begins. The end. Well, that was fun.